Hello, 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 and welcome, my Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and crosswatchers. Welcome to your 8-card draw. What do I need? Shadow read for this full moon in Capricorn to new moon in Cancer, July 2023. I am your reader, fellow Earth sign. I'm a Virgo. Mark Angelo Lyons. Mal, for short, they're my initials. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. There's a link in the description box to the Kindle version of that. The original one, though, is over on Patreon. Got a lot of cool stuff going on over on my patreon.com/drawing the circle members only subscription platform. We've got a couple of 7-day free trials available if you would like to check it out. We would get the daily check-ins, the unlisted YouTube live stream link that I send to my patrons every morning across the board. They all get that. Chatting about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with a prayer, a blessing, a little something to send us on our way, and I swear it's what I need every single day that I can pull it off and do it. Even did it on vacation, took the weekend off, went to New York City, did a Brooklyn bar crawl, did the Pride Parade. It was a lot of fun, and they got a lot of exclusive content. You know what else they get? They get the extended reads, all the part 2s to the part 1s, past, present, and future, as long as they remain subscribers. You can check that out for the 7-day free trials. As well as all of my subscribers, but not the free trialers, get a significant discount on private sessions with me. We'll talk about that at the end of the reading, because I am back, I am recharged, I am ready to rock and roll, and I love my Patreon. I highly recommend it to my creative friends out there, so check it out for yourself as a creator. It's a really good deal. I love it. But if you want a deeper dive, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, well, then come Patreon on Patreon. I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. You could just call me Mal. Hi. Like I said, I am refreshed, renewed, restored, repaired, realigned, re-inspired, and ready to rock and roll. And particularly for Earth signs, let's do some explanation for the new Taurians and crosswatchers that might be watching, and then we will jump into the divination. An 8-card draw is just one card from 8 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about really anything you want to use it for at all. I use it for clients in different situations, you know, picking different decks each time. This time we are using these 8 cards to look at a waning moon, a full to new July 2023, to help you for when the moon rides at her peak, then your heart's desire seek and go for it. That's why I do the 5-card draw, plant a seed, waxing moon read, right? Help build it. Well, enjoy it. Enjoy the 3 days up into and after the full moon, and then usually after that is when the releasing, the letting go, the alchemy from shadow to light, lead to gold, lead having 3 more atoms than gold on the elemental periodic table, symbolically, well, literally, I guess, too, speaking, but releasing those atoms that cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed, transmuted, released. In this case, we're looking at this through the language of spiritual alchemy. So that you can hit the new moon with a clean slate. And I will certainly have those 5-card draws out before that happens. Let's look at this timeline. There's not a lot, but there's important here, I think, for Earth signs. For instance, full moon in Capricorn, Monday, July 3rd, 7:39 a.m. Eastern. I am in New York, so if you have the holiday weekend in the United States, I wake up in the morning, figure 8 a.m., make yourself a cup of coffee. Coffee beans are ruled by Saturn, Capricorn, boom, right? Earth sign. So a trine to your Taurus, whoever, whatever. 2 weeks later, we get to the new moon in Cancer. Makes sense, it's opposite sign. Monday, July 17th, 2:32 p.m. So, you know, light your torch, wave it for the new moon on Monday, because it's a new moon on Monday. Somebody alert the boys in the band. They should know. Honestly, it's Cancer. The moon is in, it's a new moon in Cancer on a Monday, the day of the moon. Could be very emotional, but certainly I'm going to say those last 3 days moving into that. So that would be new moon Aquarius. Maybe we can get, that's usually when the shadow work really kicks. So this way you can get ahead of it a little bit, or at least get some clues, tips, and hints on what you are releasing. Oh, in between those 2 dates, Mars goes into Virgo, again, another Earth sign. So that's going to trine the Taurus somewhere. That happens on the 10th of July. And then the next day, on the 11th of July, Mercury goes in to Leo. So, you know, fixed signs. To fixed signs, that would be a square. To Taurus, just so you're aware of it, those days could be a little wonderful and then bumpy, the next one. So it is a general read. Please take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and check your other signs, because you might have 4 different areas of your life. We all do, where we have to release, let go, surrender, alchemize, whatever language you want to use, heal, essentially. You know, it can be delayed, but it can't be prevented, right? It's like this stuff, it's collective. As we heal it in ourselves individually, we help heal it in the world. So, cross-watchers, here's your opportunity to get some insight, understanding, sympathy, and empathy for the one you are cross-watching for. But there is an affirmation on the table that you might be able to help in prayer and meditation, right? Whispers of Lord Ganesh, you got a lot on the table that you might be able to do to help the Taurian you are cross-watching for, helping them heal, therefore helping all of the Taurus collective do so. So I think that's enough explanation. Let's get to the divination. That happens in the still point, so both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath, if you will, and I will do my best to help anybody shift to a more golden timeline. It's just a quantum thing. I don't know the math of it all, but we're jumping timelines pretty quickly. Every choice we make, it feels like letter gold, fear or love. Choices, shall we? Here we go. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheon's override. And here we go. Our first card down. Using the Caroline Mace archetype cards, I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine. For the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Suns, and Cross-Watchers watching this video, drawn to this reading, please, beloved ones. What is the dominant soul power, the archetype in the 8th chakra, hovering over the heads of the Taurians and or the Cross-Watchers, for them to alchemize the shadow to light, the lead to gold, the pain to peace, the toxic to healthy, the fear to love, moving into a more golden timeline, this full to new July 2023. Oh, the nature child. Yay. Now all archetypes that sound good are just as toxic. All those that sound horrifying are just as magnificent, because that's the lead to gold relationship. All archetypes are neutral. There are 9 different families. This is from the first family. The child archetype, regardless of subpattern, in this case, the nature child and Taurus. I know you've got this before. For some reason, I see it in my head for some reason. We're going to go with it. So the nature child is a subpattern of the child archetype. The child archetype, regardless of subpattern, is the guardian of the soul power of safety and innocence. Because when the child within you feels safe, it's up for everything. It's like, yay. And if it doesn't feel safe, it's not up for anything. And the nature child brings an extra weird flavor to it in what's called the shadow attribute. I'm calling that lead. The light attribute, I'm calling that gold. And it's a percentage scale. Now, I have the nature child big time. They're power washing the neighborhood. I thought they were coming today. They were. I was like just trying to protect my plants as best I could, right? So the shadow attribute, however, is a freaking nightmare. Tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. Now, look, everybody's doing the best they can to be green, hopefully, but abusing animals, I mean, people, but you get that that's a child thing, right? When it's childish, right? The light, however, I resonate to highly. Friendship with animals, if you've been following my stuff lately, you know where I am on all of that. And communication with nature spirits every day, it feels like all day long. So I resonate with this for you, my beloved bulls. So let's look at the next 4 chakras under that, because willpower, throat chakra, minimum, you have the free will to delay or not delay what cannot be prevented. We contracted to do this stuff, to do the healing, and it is to, alchemize to a more golden timeline, a happier, healthier, wealthier quantum version of you, right? Why not? Let's see what hits the table. Daughters of the Moon Tarot, please take a nice deep breath. It's good to be back recharged. Creatively. Still point. Goddess override. As I call upon my beloved goddesses of earth, My beloved goddesses of Taurus, my beloved goddesses of the powers of the North, please. Goddesses, all one card in clarity for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers who are watching this video drawn to this reading. What is your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power, your Daughters of the Moon message for the internal, yin-ternal, what they need to be aware of to alchemize the nature child this full to new. Ooh, Ace of Pentacles. That's good. Beginning a seed when it's an earth card on the inside, the way I read is that it's a nugget of wisdom that you got from experience in the physical world. Now, you could place that in any chakra that you like, I suppose. I'm going to just say because the nature child, there's that potential, like, you know, like a new kitten that might be coming in. Oh, I'll make myself cry on camera. I got too much makeup on for that. But, you know, they're like, right? Like, it's not a here, it's a here. So mileage may vary on this chakra-wise. So let's keep going. Just to say that there's a potential there. I always say the Ace of Pentacles is like a healthy acorn, right? It's what you do with it, right? You can crack it under your heel, feed it to a squirrel, plant it, and eventually it will shed billions of acorns over its life cycle. But that's the power of spit, swallow, or chew, right? In the throat chakra in terms of willpower. What will you do? What won't you do? So let's look at the lower three chakras. You from the outside looking in at yourself, right? Kind of like that. Or you from the inside looking out at different people, places, and things, all those different relationships in the physical world, including your relationship to yourself, who you are and who you want to be in the physical world. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. God's override. As I call upon my beloved gods of earth. Sign of Taurus, powers of the North, please, beloved gods of fixed, fertile earth. One card in clarity for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and their cross-watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. What do they need to be aware of in the masculine dynamic, outside in, inside out, bringing things into action, relationships in the physical world? Nope. To alchemize the nature child, this full to new. Three of Wands. I like that. I like that. You're not necessarily charging forward, but you're not necessarily, right? Taurus, four hooves planted. No, I like this. You've got a nice solid foundation of fire. I would say very solar plexus, very much your relationship to yourself, what you will, what you want, what you do, what you don't, your honor code, right? If it doesn't feel right here, don't do it, right? That's where your higher values are helped. Taurus, second house, life values, bedrock kind of values. What are you willing to wait for? What aren't you willing to wait for? Now, keeping in mind, this nature child, the more innocent this feels, you might be a little bit more willing to. But solar plexus, check that, right? No need to rush with that. Yes, this could be waiting for your ships to come in, something that's been planted, that maybe there is this hope in your heart that is about something really physical, tangible in the physical world. I could see that happening. And for a shadow read, of course, there's going to be stuff to deal with, right? In terms of making room for that to come in, which is why we shifted some decks this time. We gave Lucy Cavendish's Blessed Be a break as our last card down, and we brought in the chakra reading cards. Just an inspiration that hit this morning. I was like, all right, let's try it. Rachel Sharman, Rockpool Publishing, just to give you a little clue, a little tip, a little hint of which chakra to kind of go in on first or to look into, whatever. I use the 8th chakra system, the 8th chakra anatomy of the spirit. Carolyn Mace, they use the 9 with the one under the planet as well. Look at me like snapping energy down into the earth sign that I am. So let's ask the higher selves of all involved, because this might not involve anybody else. Just maybe you know, a couple of trees, you know, a little Disney montage in the woods or something. I don't know. Please take a nice deep breath. I can keep a shadow read light until I can't. Please take one more nice deep breath. Your throat chakra. Still point. Higher selves. Override. as I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. Beloved higher selves, give them a clue, a tip, a hint. What is your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power, your point of focus, giving them an indication? Begin here with this chakra. At least the clue, the tip, the hint there to help them alchemize the nature child in the 8th. This full to new. Holistic health. Root chakra gotta be that color red, right? Root chakra, and you got the caduceus. It's caduceus, it's kinesis, it's caduceus, it's caduceus. It's a fun word to say. The Greek version of the chakras, actually, every time the little snaky snakes intertwine, while including the thing on the top, it makes 7 points of contact, of course, with the wings. And you get what I'm saying. Learned that from monks, too. Yeah, I studied with a lot of monks. Like, they're fun. At least the ones I met were. All right, I'm going to read through this. It does have an affirmation at the end, so cross watchers, let's see this. You probably know this as a Taurus. Well, you can't get more earth, right? Card number 7, holistic health base chakra. We call it the root here, drawing the circle. You have drawn this card today to let you know that healing is at hand. It is your natural state of being to be healthy in all aspects of your life. Your mind, body, and spirit are constantly working to attain good health. Due to the world we live in, which is filled with stress and toxic chemicals, disharmony is prevalent. The body, however, has an innate intelligence to heal. Your job is to get out of its way and clear your emotional and mental imbalances so that the body can heal itself. Now, I gotta say, spend time in nature. You know, I just dug up my soft cover copy of the Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield. I dug it up with the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali by Maharishi Shadashiva. I just went up into my sacred magical vault up there and found them. So absolutely, I recommend the Celestine Prophecy, the book, particularly the 4th and 5th chapters. Just saying. Disease and sickness can occur on many levels. The body can store old emotions and beliefs, which in time can create imbalances in your outer energy, causing disharmony and disease. Healing is holistic, and when you can work on the many layers of being, miracle healing can occur, and a state of well-being can take place. Have you been tripping over your tongue? Have you been feeling out of balance, sluggish, and generally unwell? It's time to tune in and become aware of any disharmony in your field. Do what's required for holistic healing to occur. It's time to expand your awareness and look beyond the issue at what emotion or outdated belief system could be causing an imbalance. You are the most powerful person in your life to create profound healing. It's time to look at yourself holistically and let go of anything that is not serving your highest purpose at this time. And there's the shadow aspect, the releasing, the letting go. Do what is required to nurture this process, whether it is to go and see a healer, massage therapist, start a daily practice like yoga, meditation, or some form of exercise. You may also be guided to change what you eat or change something in your environment. Whatever your mind, body, and spirit is calling you to do, it is a perfect time to take action and invite holistic healing into your life. And the affirmation, every little cell in my body is happy and healthy and wealthy and wise. I added the last bit at the end. Yeah. Well. Look who fell in the well. This feels good. I gotta say, this feels good. I mean, it is a shadow read, the mental emotional part of that, but you got a nice solid nugget of wisdom. Maybe this represents all of the chakras in this, and that you're in a place of beginning. And it's, 3 of Wands on the outer is fun. You gotta feel it out. Like, there's a lot of holistic programs out there that, I don't know, mileage may vary, and we're all at different stages on the healing journey. No two people heal alike because no two people have the exact same nervous system, right? So, whatever that means, this is very actionable, right? But definitely getting out into nature, I think. That's my go-to. That's why I protect my plants so much. They're my therapists. Let's turn to the whispers of Lord Ganesha. Lord Ganesh, the elephant headed Hindu god of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles. And we're talking in particular about the 3 atoms in between lead and gold with that archetype. Let's ask him what he thinks, what he feels. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Ganesha. Override. As I call to the beloved Lord Ganesh, God of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles, beloved one, please, 1 card in clarity for the Taurus Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Suns, and Cross Watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, helping them heal, really. We got the holistic health card on the table here. Heal, do the alchemy from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, of the nature child for them, this full to new. Prosperity, I believe that's another root chakra card. It's certainly red enough and it's low enough in the numbers. No, it's number 45, prosperity. Well, this does certainly speak of wealth as well as health. That's card number 45. Let's just give it a little look-see-dooksy and see what Angela Hartfield has to say. You have the ability to manifest prosperity into your daily life. It's a pretty good deal. Ganesha asks that you work on integrating and accepting the spiritual truth that you create your own reality. Oh, really? That's not new. Truly understanding this makes all the difference when it comes to prosperity. You are responsible for creating and generating your success. It is your divine right to do so. A job in itself does not bring you riches. Abundance is more than a job or having money. It is an attitude. It is about living with appreciation and gratitude daily for all the blessings that are bestowed on your life. And we know this, right? It's like, this is not new stuff, but it's certainly part of a holistic healing regimen. I mean, you can heal your life, Louise Hay, like 101, right? Just saying. It's easy to forget or neglect the gifts that you receive day after day from the universe, the divine, the source, the creator. One of your promised gifts is your divine ability to generate the success you want in life by using your spiritual talents. These are abilities that are innate within you. You were born with them. They can include writing, speaking, creative expression, or business ability. Utilize your gifts. You are being given an opportunity to notice and develop them and begin offering them to the world. You might like to start writing a prosperity journal. Call on Ganesha to work with you on this. Imagine what would be the perfect day for you and describe it in great detail in your journal. Creative visualization, Shakti Gawain 101. Just saying. Involve all of your senses to make it as real as possible. See, hear, feel, smell, touch, taste, and you'll have... Sorry. Squeeze. Right? Taste and touch this experience in your mind and heart and help bring it to fruition. This is an abundance card. Ganesha is reminding you that you have everything you need now. It's time to claim your abundance. Now look, that's why it's like you might have this nugget of inspiration, right? This thing, I can feel it, right? 3 of Wands on the outer, smart, right? But connecting with nature, holistic health and prosperity. So it is I know for myself, lower back stuff, it's support, right? Symbolic, it's the father, a whole other story, right? But financial issues people tend to hold it around the 2nd chakra, like minimum, right? It's the money one. So, this isn't just going for the money and working on that, right? But it is saying certainly that, an attitude, right, can shift here for you, like what you're willing to wait for, what you're not willing to wait for in that, to bring all this together, because you are the most important influence on your health. We don't get to choose the options, we get to choose between the options given, but we can also choose, can we have some more options? Yeah, particularly when it's going this way. When it's coming this way, we do our best, if that made any sense. I'm part Italian, can you tell? Yeah, I'm from New York, big shock. Shall we? Divine animals, oracle, everyone has access to their spirit animals and totems, particularly in healing of any kind. This is my favorite pantheon to tune to. They don't really argue much, at least not with me. nor do they all anyways, but the nature child, the divine animals oracle, let's feel it. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Totemic override. As I call upon the spirit, animals, and totems. Ooh, it made me a little dizzy. Ooh, for the Taurus collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus, signs, and crosswatchers who are watching this video, drawn to this reading, please, beloved ones of the animal kingdom pantheon, who walks with them, who swims with them, who flies with them, who crawls with them, giving them the guidance, the grace, the love, the wisdom, the power, and the oracle message to help them alchemize the nature child, this full to new. The red-crowned crane, which is hard to say. The Fraser red-crowned crane. Loyalty. This has come up a bunch of times before. And come on, who's more loyal than a Taurus? Come on, you're known for it. Right? Core values. Big. But, you know, loyalty to who? Loyalty to what? The red-crowned crane. Card number 29. Look, I had a wonderful time on vacation. I am back. However, I still need the magnifying glass to read the microfont. The red-crowned crane, loyalty. The time has come to re-examine your loyalties. Hey, 3 wands. There you go. Right? There you go. What are you willing to wait for? It's definitely feeling solar plexus to me. Are you able to be trusted? Keep your word if you give it. Take relationships slowly and make sure to build strong connections. What promises have you made and must keep? Now, loyalty is a tricky thing, right? My ultimate loyalty is to the divine. In the meantime, Jan Van Zant, God first, then me, then friends and family, then work. Fortunately, I could kind of do all of those within the first hour of my day, and then, you know, they tell me what to do. But absolutely, talk about a system of you really, really looking at what do I need to manifest prosperity in my earth by maybe not directly going for the prosperity, working harder, but more like, okay, what do I need to bring myself into balance here? Reconnect with nature, with the flow of all that is, perhaps on a more energetic, if not out-and-out spiritual thing, because loyalty is important. Are you as good as your word, right? Are you as good as your oaths, your vows? Those are 3 different levels of power there. So keep that in mind. And then you bring in, you know, the nature part of it, that innocence, that child. The child archetype can be forgiven a lot because when you were a kid, you didn't know. But it's when you know and you still do it as an adult, right? So this is a real thing of moving forward and reevaluating what your honor code is over a 2-week period is just a smart thing to do. Loyalty does make sense. Second to last card down. I think it's my new favorite, the Archangel Fire Oracle. Everyone has access to archangels. Your higher self has been called a guardian angel. Your guardian angel belongs to this gigantic club called an archangel. The archangels gang up. they circle up archangels and form the thrones, the powers, the dominions, all the way back to source. So you're soaking in it, is I guess what I'm saying. But they don't come unless you invite, you call, you pray, you something, give them some indication. So as I've been saying, who are you going to call? Ghostbusters? Well, there might be one in the Archangel's ghostbusting. I don't know. I don't think I've read every card in the deck on Kimber yet. But let's see who's waiting in the wings with their wings ready to zoom in and help at your slightest invitation. Even a Google search. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Archangelic override. As I call upon the beloved pantheon of archangels, all them choirs up in there, the beloved pantheon of archangels for the Taurus collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, and crosswatchers who are watching this video, drawn to this reading, who is waiting in the wings, with their wings ready to zoom in and help the Taurus collective and the crosswatchers alchemize the nature child from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, this full to new. Ooh, there we go. Sariel. So Sariel. Now, Sariel has quite the history. I'm going to read some of this from the book. It's a little intense, but It is a shadow read. The first card in the Archangel Fire Oracle by Alexandra Wenman, Finhorn Press, Dark Night of the Soul. Now, before I do this, there is the original treatise, The Dark Night of the Soul. There's both the poem and what he wrote about it, and it's either St. John of the Cross or St. John of the Divines. I get my St. John's confused, considering I lived in Bayshore. That's kind of funny. Long Island joke. Oh, St. John's boys. But Dark Night of the Soul I really connected to from the work of Carolyn Myss, MYSS. She's a PhD. Spiritual Madness was an audio cassette, right? And I've been through a bunch of them, and they're not a 12-hour period. But I will say this before I read any of this: from my heart to yours, from my soul to yours. It is a dark night of the soul. Your life gets kind of fucked up beyond all recognition, beyond your ability to fuck it up. And that's how you know you've never been closer to the divine, but you're so close you feel abandoned by the divine. That's the paradox. I hope that helps. Probably doesn't, but if you can find the audio by Carolyn Myss, I highly recommend it. Back in the 90s. All right. Oh boy, this is a lot. This is a whole lot. Sariel helps us uncover, well, Dark Night of the Soul are his keywords. Sariel helps us uncover the triumph within our loss, like the image of him as the African Dogon priest emerging from the darkness in this card. He lights the path to redemption, reigniting hopefulness. When you have met Sariel and understand enlightenment is not only about light, but the balancing of polarities, you will have met the innermost sanctum of your duality and come into the eye of the storm. If you can master peace within your pain, you have mastered your emotions and can find yourself at home within any situation. Now, I'm going to say, with that prosperity and the health, it's all so interconnected. So what makes people, I think, stay longer than necessary, because I've done it myself, Lord knows, in a dark night, is blaming themselves that they did something wrong. And the divine is like, we don't see it that way. It's like, this was written into the script before you came in as an immortal soul. That's why it's a dark night of the soul. Personality. Well, I said to a spiritual director once, I'll never forget it, because he laughed. Of course, I remember the ones they laugh at. I said, the dark night of the soul is the most horrible, wretched spiritual transformation you can go through, beginning, middle, and end. Because, yeah, pretty much. And there's a lot written on it, so, you know, buyer beware. The message, although you may feel like you have abandoned hope, abandon yourself not. You are being cracked open to reveal your depths. Treasures await you on the other side of this deep initiation. So, look. This is bordering on shamanic, and I use that word very delicately. It's an Anglo-Saxon word, oddly enough, but it has become culturally relevant. I clarify, I am not a shaman, I am a witch, right? I lived through the New Age 90s, believe me. Especially on Long Island. So, you know, that connection to nature is really clear here. So if you are a healer of any kind, this is healer, heal thyself, certainly, but there's an aspect of prosperity here. So even if things don't seem so interconnected in terms of biological issues, physiological issues, emotional, mental, there's something about prosperity here and loyalty. And that's what I'm really feeling like your key here, your leverage, I'd almost say, is that Three of Wands. Run everything through your solar plexus. And if it goes, don't do it. It goes, at least take a step forward, right? None of this is rushing. You don't have to do that. But that nature child, I think, is just so interesting. Particularly with the many different ways of natural healing available more and more and more on the planet. Okay, last card down. The Matt Kahn Healing Mantra Deck. You knew he was going to pop up. Unless you're new. It's in pretty much every kind of reading I do. Well, because they work, and they're healing mantras, and this is a healing read, but it was going to be on the table anyway. So our last card down, we'll put it together with a blessimation, and then we'll chat. Ready? Let's do this. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Ascended Masters override. I call upon the beloved Ascended Masters of the General Assembly. Please, beloved ones, one card in clarity, the perfect healing mantra for the Taurus Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. It's a perfect healing mantra to help them alchemize the nature child from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, fear to love, Ace of Pentacles on the inner, Three of Wands on the outer, holistic health in the root chakra there, removing obstacles with, for, or maybe through prosperity with Ganesh, with loyalty, the magic of the red-crowned crane, and the help of Archangel Sariel to find the richness within the experience of the dark night, this full to new. Liberating love, I allow myself to receive all the fulfillment I'm willing to give. This is a very powerful mantra, because at first you're like, oh, I'm liberating love. Great. Right? It can be very that if you're dealing with physical stuff, financial stuff, right? And the physical and the financial, it's all that same level of power. I've had this mantra come up several times. Because you know what? I am so willing to give fulfillment. I am. You should see what I go through before. I'm not a martyr that way. But the prayer, the meditation, the hair, the makeup, just to give the best that I can. So it makes it a little bit more fulfilling, a little bit more entertaining, right? I'm going to drag my chakras into the dining room to do this. So allowing myself to receive that, that's where if we don't, we're out of balance. Just saying. Liberating love. Sometimes I do go on and I lose track of where I am in the alphabet. I'm sure it happens to all of us, right? Liberating love. I allow myself to receive all the fulfillment that I'm willing, throat chakra, to give. When love is liberated, your heart remains open to all the gifts that life has to offer. As love is liberated from the emotional wounds of the human condition, it becomes easy to accept, forgive, and receive. When such actions seem exhausting, and don't you dare beat yourself up for that, because it does get exhausting. Your nervous system can only take so much unraveling in a certain amount of time. It is simply a sign that your heart doesn't feel safe enough to remain open. When this occurs, your will's freedom to embrace each tender corner of your consciousness will allow opening up to resume. When the heart has permission to open, your love is liberated, and you can shine a light into all levels of reality to awaken the truth of all. And what's the truth of all? Love is the answer. Love is who we are. All that core stuff that is what unifies all of the different lower bodies into a holistic healing thing. Because it's all a manifestation of love in form. Whatever. This mantra is ideal for learning how to believe in yourself, promoting self-realization, that's pretty powerful, and integrating the shadow. Well, there it is. There it is. Liberating love. So think of love in chains. Gold in lead, like like a lead veneer on a golden nugget, right? Ooh, look, I'm getting so Italian. I can't help it. It's when the soul and the DNA converge. Left brain, right brain, ow. So, yeah, this does make sense. Let's put this together in a blessimation, and then we'll chat a little bit at the after the read, if you want, because it's how I release all of you, and hopefully the vibe will come through. Please take a nice deep breath. I survived this dark night of soul, and all I got was this burnt t-shirt. One more time. Sorry, my guys. Hey, I got Carrie Fisher hanging out over here. You try, it's an interesting work environment. Still point. Pantheons, please override. As I call upon our beloved pantheons of the divine, for our beloved Taurus Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers who are watching this video and who are drawn to this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need to alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, their toxic to healthy, their fear to love with the nature child archetype, one of my personal favorites, right? Running through the woods, hugging a tree, swimming in the ocean, connecting to their innocence and communicating in a way and in a level that the innocence of our heart speaks fluently, because there is a nugget of wisdom, a nugget of something in there that feels good, that feels like worth, but that feels like a potential, that it is still their free will to do as they will, and hence the Three of Wands, which really feels like puts the power right where they want it, right in their own solar plexus, to feel that out, what they're willing to do, what they're not, what they're willing to wait for, what they're not, and what they're willing perhaps to change or not, and certainly with the indication of the holistic health card here in the root chakra, that perhaps their health comes first, but understanding the root chakra is the foundation for, it's the physical of the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, and the mystical in there, and this is somehow woven in to prosperity for them. The financial aspect perhaps, but we also know spiritual principles bring wealth and prosperity in all sorts of different ways, including the financial and in the health of the human body. So that for them to tune to the red-crowned crane magic of loyalty, to consider, to really sit and consider, is what's just an example. What's more important, the money or the holistic health? We'll work on the holistic health. The prosperity will do that, but there's a loyalty thing here, and they have that nugget of truth, of wisdom, that solid thing inside them that they can certainly build upon. And certainly, whether they have come out of, are going through, or are about to head into a dark night of the soul, may Archangel Sariel, at the invitation, come in and help them find those hidden treasures in the underworld, because they're there. And the underworld isn't hell, that's Tartarus, and Tartarus is as far below the underworld as the underworld is below this world. It's always a good angel to know on your way down and back, so that they can liberate love, allowing themselves to receive all the fulfillment they are willing to give, to heal, to grow, to learn, to alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, their toxic to healthy, their poverty to prosperity, their enchainment to liberation, for their well-being, for the well-being of everyone they love in their lives, for the well-being of all of life, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So mote it be. So it is. It's a healthier look. Hey, everybody gets a dark night at least once. I've had a bunch, but look what I do for a living. How the hell are you going to help somebody live through a dark night if you haven't been through a couple of your own? Wait till those books come out. So did you like it? I know, it's not exactly a happy, peppy, bursting with love, odd couple musical number there for you. Wow, Gen X flashback. But it was a good one. And if you hit the thumbs up, it helps other Taurians, you know, find it, whatever the algorithm. And if you want more of me here, I'm not stopping. I just took a vacation. Subscribe if you like, but really the tea is over. The tea is being spilled over on patreon.com/drawing the circle. Seeker and Human, our first two tiers at the time of this timed recording, are 7-day free trials. Click it, check it out. We're a lot of fun. All of my subscribers get the daily check-ins, the extended readings, and the extensive discounts on private sessions, and I love it. It is still the best career decision I have ever made, considering professional witch and mystical artist and on and on and on, but I love it, and I highly, highly recommend it. So check it out. Go sniff the menu. I think you'll like it. Come play Patreon on Patreon, and boy, we got a lot of healing stuff over there. And if you want to book me for a private session, I'm not doing hands-on healing right now. I did for years, but I don't feel like renting space or dragging that gigantic massage table into my car. No, but private sessions in terms of spiritual counseling and readings are certainly available. I changed my prices for our 25th anniversary. It's all on my website, drawingthecircle.com. In the store, you'll see it. Spiritual counseling, reading packages, it will explain it in black and white, but of course I did a video for it. Of course I did. And I had fun doing it. It's about 11 minutes. Explains all of it for me, and I've said it before and I will say it again. I said it over and over in the video. Never turned anybody away because of lack of money. I won't do it. It would kill me. And that's not who I am. As a Virgo, look at me. Could I have any more of a Virgo stance? My legs are even crossed under this table. No. I am here to serve. I am here to help. So watch the video and reach out. I'll be glad. And clients always come first. So I forget if I made that thing disappear over my head. I think I did. I don't remember. It's okay if I didn't. It'll just go away on its own eventually. Otherwise it follows me around the house. It's just kind of weird. But my pleasure to serve you. And honestly, if the financial part is affecting the physical, mental, emotional health part of it, I get it. I've been self-employed for over 25 years, but there is a way through, and you haven't done anything wrong. It's just the learning curve as we go, but you got a solid seed inside of you. So hang in there and look up Sariel. You might be surprised what you find out about him as you go. Wishing you all the very best and the very blessed, my beloved fellow earth signs, my beloved bulls. You've got this. Heal, now, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.